Major NBA rumors heating up. The Chicago Bulls are reportedly absolutely involved in trade talks surrounding a potential blockbuster deal between the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal, and Jimmy Butler. What does this mean for the future of these star players, and how could this trade shake up the NBA landscape? We've got the inside scoop on how the Bulls are positioning themselves and what this trade could mean for the Suns and Miami Heat. Could we see a dramatic shift in the NBA's power balance? Stick around for all the latest details and analysis. NBA trade rumors are always an exciting topic, and the latest buzz has Chicago Bulls fans intrigued. According to recent reports, the Bulls were absolutely involved in conversations surrounding the blockbuster trade that sent Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns and involved Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. This rumor has sparked curiosity and speculation, raising questions about what role the Bulls played in those discussions and what it might mean for their future. The Bradley Beal trade to Phoenix was one of the biggest moves of the offseason, instantly elevating the Suns to title contender status by pairing Beal with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. It wasn't a simple trade, though. It involved multiple parties and moving pieces, and that's where the Bulls come in. While it's unclear how deeply the Bulls were involved or how close they came to making a deal, the fact that they were part of the conversation is enough to spark speculation. What were the Bulls hoping to achieve? Were they looking to acquire a superstar, offload a big contract, or simply act as a third-party facilitator? The idea of Chicago being involved in a trade that included both Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler is fascinating because of the team's current position. The Bulls have been stuck in a tricky spot in the Eastern Conference, good enough to compete but not good enough to be true contenders. Adding someone like Beal or Butler would have been a massive shakeup and could have signaled a shift in the team's strategy. But with Beal now in Phoenix and Butler staying put in Miami, what does this mean for the Bulls? Were they looking to part ways with someone like Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan? Could they have been exploring ways to restructure their roster? Jimmy Butler's name being attached to these rumors adds another layer of intrigue. Butler, of course, has a history with the Bulls, where he developed into an all-star before being traded in 2017. Seeing Butler linked to Chicago again, even tangentially, has sparked some nostalgia among fans who remember his hard-nosed style of play and relentless work ethic. While there's no indication that a Butler reunion was ever seriously on the table, it's interesting to think about what might have been. Adding a player of Butler's caliber to the current Bulls roster could have given them the defensive edge and leadership they've been missing. On the other hand, Bradley Beal's fit with the Bulls raises some interesting questions as well. Beal is one of the most gifted scorers in the league, capable of creating his own shot and carrying an offense. If the Bulls were involved in talks for Beal, it suggests they might have been looking to reshape their core around him. Beal alongside LaVine and DeRozan would have created an incredibly talented offensive trio, but it might have also raised questions about fit and defensive balance. Alternatively, the Bulls could have been looking to trade one of their stars in exchange for Beal, signaling a shift in their team-building strategy. The Bulls' involvement in these trade talks also highlights the complexities of the NBA offseason. It's not just about making trades for the sake of it, it's about finding the right moves that align with the team's goals and long-term vision. The Bulls front office, led by Art Raskarny-Ovas and Mark Eversley, has shown a willingness to explore all options to improve the team. Whether it's through trades, free agency, or the draft, they've made it clear they want to build a winning culture in Chicago. But being involved in trade talks doesn't always mean a deal is imminent. Sometimes, teams get involved as facilitators or to gather intel for future moves. For Bulls fans, this rumor is both exciting and frustrating. On one hand, it's good to see the team being active and exploring ways to improve. On the other hand, it raises questions about what could have been. If the Bulls were seriously considering moves involving Beal or Butler, it suggests they recognized the need for a significant shakeup. The team as currently constructed has struggled to break through in the Eastern Conference, and the window for contention may not stay open forever. Players like DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic are in the later stages of their careers, and the Bulls need to maximize their opportunities while they still can. One interesting angle to consider is how these trade talks might impact the future of Zach LaVine. LaVine has been the face of the franchise for several years now, but his name has frequently come up in trade rumors. If the Bulls were looking to acquire a superstar like Beal, it's possible LaVine could have been part of the package. This raises questions about how the Bulls view LaVine's role in their long-term plans. Is he still the centerpiece of the team, or are they open to exploring other options? These are questions the front office will need to answer as they navigate the next phase of their rebuild. Another factor to consider is the Bulls' financial situation. Big trades often come with big financial implications, and the Bulls would have needed to make the numbers work to be involved in a deal of this magnitude. Whether it's absorbing contracts, sending out salaries, or creating cap space, the financial aspect of NBA trades is always a critical piece of the puzzle. The Bulls' willingness to engage in these talks suggests they're open to making bold moves, even if it means taking on significant financial commitments. Ultimately, the Bulls' involvement in the Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler trade talks is a reminder that the NBA is a constantly evolving landscape. Teams are always looking for ways to improve, and the Bulls are no exception. While they may not have landed a superstar this time around, the fact that they were part of the conversation is a sign that they're staying active and keeping their options open. Whether it's exploring blockbuster trades, making smaller moves to improve the roster, or building through the draft, the Bulls are clearly focused on finding the right path forward. For fans, this rumor is a tantalizing glimpse into what might have been. It's fun to imagine a Bulls team featuring Bradley Beal or a reunion with Jimmy Butler. But it also serves as a reminder of the challenges and complexities of building a championship-caliber team. The Bulls are at a crossroads, and every decision they make will have a ripple effect on their future. In a league dominated by superstars, the Bulls have struggled to find their footing at the top. Their roster, built around veterans like DeRozan and Vu and younger stars like LaVine, has had flashes of potential but ultimately hasn't made the jump into true title contention. The front office, guided by Carney Ovas and Eversley, has shown they are not afraid to make bold moves to shape a roster that can truly compete. This raises the question, were they trying to land another star to complement their current core, or were they looking to blow it up entirely to start fresh? The fact that the Bulls were involved in conversations about both Beal and Butler suggests a few things. First, it points to the possibility of them wanting to go all in on a new superstar to pair with LaVine or DeRozan. Beal, who is a proven scorer and playmaker, could have been a perfect fit to add another dynamic offensive threat to the Bulls roster. Beal's ability to create his own shot would have alleviated some of the scoring burden from LaVine and DeRozan, making the team harder to defend. As the offseason continues, it will be fascinating to see what moves the Bulls make and how they position themselves for the upcoming season. One thing's for sure, the rumor mill isn't slowing down anytime soon, and the Bulls will continue to be a team to watch.